Hello? Is it me you're looking for? That's a Lionel Richie thing, I know, I couldn't help myself. You should count yourself very lucky you didn't get easy like Sunday morning. Oh, you just did. Hi! If someone can indicate whether they're seeing and or hearing me in real time. Oh, apparently they are. Right. It would appear that Margarita successfully written some kind of strongly worded letter to the internet. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I mean, if anyone is capable of it, it is assuredly her. We're oscillating. we're between green and red, and that weird kind of pucey color it goes in the middle. But we're here. Hi, hello, how are you? We got signal. Let's do a chapter at the very least. What do you think?
I think we should just do the opening monologue and pick it up 45 minutes in.
So, previously, first of all, hi, welcome to all of you. Some of you are here from the Magnus Archives. Some of you are here from Escape Artists. Some of you are here from York. Some of you are even here from the Isle of Man. Basically, the comic trail of our lives has slowly attracted people to this point here and now. Wherever you are from, however you have come to this spot on the internet right now, welcome. We are so happy to see you.
We're happy we're back.
We're so happy to be seen. Real quick, this is split into three particular sections. The first is an opening monologue, which is usually by a buddy of mine called Nate Crowley at the moment. Then there are a couple of chapters of Ursula K. Vernon's fantastic A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking, which is the book that we're serializing at the moment, and then some shenanigans. So, I am going to work really hard on not focusing on the stupid color square in the bottom right hand corner of this screen.
Is it being bad?
No, it's oscillating. It's going between red, yellow, and green. It's like a traffic light. I have a traffic light doing a light switch rave at me in the bottom right hand corner.
Okay.
So,
here's my suggestion. Can I come on camera?
Yeah, of course you can.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so since this... Yes, I have to show my awesome t-shirt. Excuse me, my birthday present to myself. Thank you very much. Okay. Since this has been crap, and I don't know if it's gonna stay, maybe we'll just do some fun stuff tonight, and we'll actually do the reading tomorrow, because it's already kind of late, and I don't want to push you, and half of people have disappeared, and I don't want them to miss the book. So should we just do like the super fun thing?
So let's do a couple of super fun short things. First off, proof of life. Wendy, the hat looks delightful. Thank you so much.
Behold his little hat. His amazing, amazing hat. Is it not the cutest? Wendy, can you like share the pattern so that people can make more hats? Because I think Chungus might need a lot of hats in the future. Yes. Okay.
Also,
people want to see him. You're going to have to hold him for... Can we put him on your shoulder?
No, because he'll instantly fall off and smash, and that'd be bad. No.
He's doing good. You see, that's normal Mark, and he's bubbling away. But he has a cute hat. Okay, I'm done.
All right. Just to give you an idea of the magnificent chaos that you all wreak within our lives. About a week ago, I was talking to a friend of mine in the States who I haven't seen since December, and he's in the process of building a farm. And I mean literally building a farm. Like, he went out and built an outdoor vegetable garden a little while ago. And he's basically doing this because it's what he's able to do. And he made a decent chunk of money off his professional a while ago and decided to not live in New York anymore. But he's a writer and he's a podcaster and he's really interested in doing all this kind of stuff. He was like, so how you doing? Are you keeping busy? And I'm like, yeah, we have a sourdough starter now and it has fan art and a hat. It's been a weird year, but very much in a good way.
Who's this?
Anson.
Oh, Anson.
So yeah, hat. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you.
Wendy's going to put some notes about how to crochet hats for Chungus in the chat.
Also, there is a thing which happens at this time of year, or in situations such as the one within which we presently find ourselves. What are you doing? What was the metal?
That.
Oh yes. Where sometimes you just need something nice in the mail. And we have a couple of really good friends in Switzerland who are Amazing people, Paul and Chloe Yates. Chloe is editing her first anthology at the moment and is doing a really, really good job of it. And they live in Switzerland, and they're vegan, and nothing can be imported easily into Switzerland. It is the one place on Earth with, of course, buffering again,
Keep going.
that is Amazon proof. So we arranged a care package for them, and this being them, that care package was basically mushy peas and party rings. They have returned the favour.
Pumpkin spice latte.
Pumpkin spice latte! In this case, pumpkin spice latte cookies. Pumpkin spice latte cookies that deliciously look like this.
They look like pumpkins.
And are hand freaking made. It's so freaking cool. But yeah, we have reached the point in this, the year of suck, where basically everybody is going, no, just I'd like nice things in the mail, thanks. And we were incredibly happy to get these. Are you going to drop the link in the chat?
Yes. And then the other thing she's made, we should tell them.
Cruffles, y'all. Pumpkin spice cruffles. Handmade, wrapped in maple chocolate. A thing we are only telling you about because we have already ordered ours, so I know some are arriving.
Exactly.
Yes. She's an actual baking wizard. She's an actual chocolatier wizard. It is amazing what she does. And again, the link will go in the chat for that. So yes, that's what we've been doing, and I keep getting sent books by people to write about, which is kind of nice. What?
You're like, it's been a bit.
Everything is so much. You know what I think we should do? I think we should talk about Crusader Kings.
Oh, okay. We're just gonna skip them.
Because the opening monologue we've got is nice, but it's 96 tweets long, and I genuinely don't think it's going to survive contact with this pissing stream, frankly. Content warning, me. So
we're gonna do something. We're just gonna do some fun stuff for today, I think. I'm gonna get my water.
Margaret's going to get her water, leaving me alone with a microphone and the internet.
I can hear you.
I know.
Is that a square?
It's the fact you took an entire apartment's run up for that was what was truly impressive.
I had to. I'm sorry.
So, Nate Crowley, friend of ours, magnificently talented author. We are working on a thing with him which hopefully you'll be able to see shortly. And he's been playing Crusader Kings 3. This happened. High Chieftain Andiamo doesn't ask for much in life. In fact, he only wants two things: to live forever and to bang every giant in Christendom. Crusader Kings 3, which comes out today, is a game where you very much get out what you put in. You get something. Anyway, the sheer density and interconnection of the medieval RPG's many simulations means that pretty much whatever you do, some consequence will come back to surprise you many years down the line. A butterfly flaps its wings. Moments later, it is Pope. This is great for improvisational storytelling, of course. You can go in with a clear set of rules to play by, and Crusader Kings 3 will act like a sort of magnificent dickhead of a game master, throwing unforeseen ramifications back at every decision you make, until eventually it's more fun dealing with the mess you and the game have made together than sticking with the original plan. But it is fun to have a plan. And after my review saw me eat my vegetables with the long, studious game as ye olde holy Roman Empire, it is now time for me to start on the endless dessert train of ridiculous gimmick playthroughs. And with the new Dynasty perk system making it possible to tinker with your medieval family's propensity for inheriting certain traits, I thought it would be fun to start a game focused entirely on getting as many members of a dynasty as possible to possess the giant characteristic. And so enter good old High Chieftain Randy Andiamo. He's the big man in a small world, a strip of land in northeastern Estonia, squeezed in between Lake Peipus and the Baltic Sea in the year 1066. And while his domain ain't much, he has a total of one vassal, who hates him, plus 2 forts of his own and a scattering of farms. He's got good prospects. He's only 16, you see, and he's a smart lad with a decent set of morals, and no horrendous diseases at present. There's plenty of local chiefdoms he can raid, loads of chances to expand his ancestral holdings, and no aggressive empires breathing down his neck. Andiamo could do anything. But I decide he just wants to bang giants. He wants to find the very largest women in the known world, invite them to his frosty court, and shag his way mechanically through the lot. It is not a fetish thing, mind, or at least not entirely a fetish thing. Andiamo has an eye on the future. One day he wants thousands of his vast descendants to look down at his seemingly postage stamp-sized gravestone and pay their respects. Here lies Andiamo, the giant banger, they will say in their booming, lustrous voices. He was much smaller than we are. To this end, every single action Andiamo contributes in some way to his life's work. Every single action Andiamo takes contributes in some way to his life's work. Every month he will scan a strange, sky-filling menu, where he will cast his gimlet eye over the list of every human woman known to the courts of Scandinavia and northeastern Europe, and make a feverish note of the very largest among them. Then he will empty his kingdom's coffers to woo them with gifts, promise them work as adventurers, or even spuriously hire them as court physicians. Anything to bring them to his mighty halls, and to persuade them to permit him a brief, feverish bout of willying. Nate. Andiamo is...
bout of willying?
Yes. Andiamo is not a sentimental man. At one point, he invests a vast amount of money in bribes to Central Asian horsemen he has never met, so they will assassinate their Khan, who he has also never met, because he lives thousands of medieval miles away. Why? Because his wife's a giant. That's it. That's worth a man's life in Andiamo's world. He feigns an interest in architecture, sure, to lure her to Estonia, where she joins his willing yet increasingly morose harem. At one point, he spends 2 whole years and an eye-watering sum in order to court a French countess who both despises him as a barbarian and appears to have a personality slightly worse than the devil's. She is also, however, 8 feet tall. He must have her. It is rocky going at first. At one point,
That is definitely a fetish at that point.
At one point, Andiamo is forced to murder a wolf in order to steer the romance away from collapse, but in the end, his perseverance pays off. The Countess declares herself the High Chieftain's soulmate, stricken with the purest form of high romance, and they settle down into a rose-strewn bower to consummate their passion. The second the High Chief finishes up, however, he rises with the relentless will of some kind of unlovable pre-epic cyborg and strides to his wooden medieval telephone, where he proceeds to start chatting up a Dutch titaness over the Countess's sobs. It's not that he wishes her ill, he doesn't. He just can't let anything stand in the way of the mission. Again and again, life tries to offer Andiamo a way out of his preoccupation. His lone vassal does begin to respect him. Somehow. Indeed, she even tries to seduce him, but Andiamo has eyes only for his towering wife Lee, his 3 monolithic concubines, and his ever-expanding legion of secret lovers. Plus, the other 14 or so giants he's obsessively keeping track of via medieval LinkedIn. He builds new barracks and farms, but only when there are no giant wooming opportunities. His kingdom will only ever be his bit on the side. Indeed, even the High Chieftain's lifestyle becomes a means to the end of getting his end away. Being a scholarly fellow by nature, he decides to devote himself to the study of medicine. Why? Well, easy, because if he is to fill his corner of the world with colossi, he's going to need to do a phenomenal amount of the old shagaroonies, and he needs as many years as possible in which to do them. Clutching a stethoscope in one hand and a copy of Gargantuan Noble Women Quarterly in his other, the High Chieftain vows to extend his life to its very maximum extent. It is now the year 1127 AD. High Chieftain Angiamo has just died at the age of 77, as his heart finally gave out after 6 decades of frantic rogering. I suspect I know what he was doing when he passed. Succeeding him is his granddaughter Annie, for Angiamo outlived all 16 of his children, including Annie's father. Beast mode. Oh, God bless you, Nate. As beast mode.
Take a moment, have some tea.
As beast mode's name suggests, the High Chieftain was a great believer in nominative determinism, but alas, he was one of his few ordinary-sized offspring, and Annie is similarly proportioned. The problems she faces, however, are not. Around her, the Kingdom of Estonia, for her granddad did do a bit of conquering in order to raise more giant wooing money, is in chaos. Because Andiamo never gave two hoots about succession plans, or indeed anything besides copulating with very large women, the land has fractioned into something like 7 separate states, all intent on beating 7 shades of shit out of each other. And because of the sheer number of king-sized kids the dynasty inflicted on the local region, and the amount of children they too sired, often with their own kin, virtually every one of these new warlords is employing a small gang of murderous, inbred Goliaths. The fields of Estonia, once so peaceful, are now nothing but crazed thunderdomes, echoing with the bellows of huge knights as they batter each other's enormous bodies with swords. There is no respite from the mayhem sown by her grandfather, even in Annie's own hall. From the shadows, a sea of big, mournful eyes stare at her as Angiamo's battalion of now wizened ex-lovers silently resent her existence. Annie despairs. She's a marvellous entertainer and a superb mathematician, and had grown up with dreams of repairing the kingdom's economy. But now she is on the throne, she realises her fate has already been written for her. With a leaden feeling of powerlessness against her grandfather's will, Annie picks up the wooden medieval tablet device and begins scrolling through medieval Tinder, but for giants.
Thanks, I hate it.
Nate is a genius. The man is a genius. There is no other way to describe what he does other than genius.
So, Aramis joined the chat late and asked, what did I miss? And responses were, the making of Hagrid, giant humping, yeah, I will never hear may you dream of large women
right.
ever again.
Beast mode. Beast mode. Just... This is a man whose daughter regularly joins him for quick mosh sessions to Rammstein. Nate is very good people.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this game, to be honest.
Right there with you. Right there with you. So, we still have a terrible signal.
It's still
I mean,
awful.
it's fractionally less terrible.
The delay is still pretty bad, isn't it?
F for beast mode.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to recommend we read anything tonight because I don't think it'll come across well. And I wouldn't want to do shenanigans because people might want to actually see them. So...
I mean, I don't know what you did, but we're actually getting movement from red up to green fairly regularly.
I wish I could say I knew what did it. I just did an auto-detect and maybe I got lucky or maybe... I don't know. I seriously think it is actually a wire and some sort of other issue, but I'm not in any position to know more.
So here's what I think we should do for next time. I think we'll go for Sunday as usual.
Yep.
Because that seemed to work fine. And
Which makes no sense, but...
And we'll work off the assumption that the magical internet fairy will arrive on Friday and go, it's this wire, mate, and glue it back in.
And fix it!
And fix it. And then everything will be fine.
I'm sorry, but I draw the line at wiring. I just don't have the technical skill set to do things like that.
Wiring and plumbing.
No, plumbing I can do, totally. Wiring, no.
I'm a blessed man. You all know that, right?
Yeah, plumbing's easy. Wiring is the problem. Unless I have to, like, bend pipes. That's I don't have...
That's what you have me for.
Okay, there's so many jokes here. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, gadoosh.
Really? Okay.
So, Sunday we'll go ahead as normal with more Windbound, or as I like to call it, stabbing in the butt hours. Stab him in the butt and run. And we will work off the assumption that the Internet Fairy is going to fix things and make everything lovely again until such time as that is not the case. If it isn't, then we'll look at a couple.
Then I'm really going to get under the hood about this.
Yeah, and if we have to, we'll plant me on the sofa and do this old school. And, you know, you'll get an hour of shenanigans looking at a nice festive beach on Windbound as Kara slowly starves to death.
Wow, that's bleak. Oh.
But we're getting there. Back on air.
Kinda, sorta.
Enough.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Thanks, folks. Thanks for sticking with us.
Hope you enjoyed the review.
Aww. Shiny just said, for what it's worth, Alistair Lewis is currently snuggled in my lap well on his way to falling asleep. After a whole day of fractious fussing, I give all credit to your lovely voice.
Oh, good night, Lewis. Have a good night's sleep.
Have a good night, Lewis. Wendy, I hope your day has been maybe just a little bit unpunked by all of this. And thank you all very, very much for showing up and bearing with us. This will suck less next time.
Hang on just a second.
Oh, hang on.
Wendy has sent...
This just in.
Here's...
Happy birthday, Eldritch.
And we'll put it in what will be a very brief wrap-up thread, I'm sure, at this point.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping us do some troubleshooting and sticking it... Oh, whose birthday is it?
Eldritch.
Oh, Eldritch, happy birthday! We need like a little happy birthday image or something. I'll have to think about
Emoji.
that. Or like a little... Ooh, a happy birthday emoji would be fun.
Yeah. Yes. Very well. Thanks very much, folks. We will see you on Sunday, if you can make it. That will be between 10 and 12 BST.
Keep an eye on Twitter on Friday for our
Yeah. And hopefully this exciting saga will come to a way more bandwidthy conclusion next week. Thanks again, and have a good one.